Grand Marais, Michigan, the harbor of refuge, is a neglected harbor that is slowly dying. Grand Marais, a little-known place, in the middle of what some say is nowhere, is located on Lake Superior, and it's in the battle of its life. This beautiful town of around 400 people is trying to move a mountain. Actually, an underwater mountain of sand and silt. The harbor is ideally located along a rough and isolated stretch of Lake Superior, and it is the only safe harbor in a 90-mile stretch between Munising and Whitefish Point. In the late 1800s, the Army Corps of Engineers recognized the importance of this place and constructed 2 jetties that provided guidance and additional protection for the harbor. And after the initial set of jetties were formed, an additional break wall was added because the jetties created a problem with sand and currents. The thing is Lake Superior is relentless and powerful and unforgiving, and the man-made break wall is gone because of a lack of maintenance. This town is full of people who appreciate the area and all that it's made of, including the wilderness and the water, and they are full of joy and celebration, and they have a great respect for Lake Superior. Bob and Willard are examples of this great respect. Both have lived a lifetime along the shores of Lake Superior, and they know what the lake is capable of. Fishing has always been a special sport of theirs, and they would take my father out fishing with them often. You see, they all enjoyed being on the lake and their time together, and of course fishing. My dad was not able to do as much physically as he used to, but that didn't stop Bob and Willard. They understood where my dad's heart was, and they welcomed him aboard every time. The memories that Bob and Willard and my dad made were special. One day, October 6, 2006 to be exact, Bob and Willard took a trip out because Willard's son Eldon and daughter-in-law Maggie were in town. Bob has a 24-foot boat that could handle any change in weather, but the harbor was shallow from all the sand, so he couldn't launch his boat. And since the day was calm, and they decided to go out for a little while, just a little while, on Willard's boat called the Blue Heron. It was a smaller boat that could handle being launched. As the locals all do, they let the people know where they were going and when they were expected to be back. But when they didn't show up, the call went out to try to contact them by radio. Silence. The Coast Guard's search was hindered by the fact that they had pulled their rescue boat out early because of the sand, and they couldn't launch their boat because there was so much sand. So much time was lost. Bob tells a story of what happened from there. A large wave flipped the little boat bow over stern. Maggie went first, and Eldon went, trying to save her. But Willard and Bob held onto the hull of the boat in the lake water that was numbingly cold. Bob watched as Willard passed away, and as the wave washed him into the lake. Many questions arise. What if they had taken the larger boat? What if the rescue boat could have started its search from Grand Marais? What if the rescue boat was not pulled out so early because of the sand? Could this tragedy have been prevented if the harbor was in safe condition? Would a break wall make a difference? Many say that the series of events that led to the death of 3 people could have been prevented, and Grand Marais will never forget. Even though the government has broken many promises of funding the restoration of the break wall, the people of Grand Marais will not give up because they are fighting for their harbor and the lives of all that can be saved.